Hey guys, 𝗙_𝗏 here, back with another video. How's everybody doing out there? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. I want to talk about something today, briefly, that I get asked a lot. Basically, I get asked a lot, 𝗙_𝗏, what the hell do I do? I should do something. I should call them and text them. Their birthday is coming up. If we're talking about a specific person and manifesting an ex, whatever, a specific person, it's the same thing, right? Their birthday's coming up. Should I send them a card? Should I send them a happy birthday message? Should I post something on their Facebook page? Should I, shower them with gifts or something like that? And, the thing about this is, and I've touched on this in other videos, but I think I get asked this so many times, and I know there's so much confusion about it out there, that I feel it deserves its own little video. And there really isn't going to be that much to say about it, but in a nutshell, let me try to explain what inspired action is versus uninspired, fear-based action, and the kind of energy that goes along with that, and what kind of results one type of action is going to get you versus the other type of action, right? Because here's the thing, your kind of monkey brain is going to always want to take action, right? Because we've been trained this way from the time we're in the cradle. We live in a society and a culture that teaches us to constantly take action, to do this, work hard, push against the physical reality, get people to agree with you, argue with them, debate them, make your case, that kind of a thing. You must do something, because otherwise the physical reality won't change, it won't shift to match what it is that you want to achieve and accomplish, or what your vision is. You have to bend it to your vision, instead of what we're teaching here and what we're talking about here, which is manifesting, instead of allowing it to match your vision and your feeling and your energy and your focus that you're putting out there, right? So we are constantly trying to take action. And what happens is, though, we should mix our manifesting techniques, our manifesting in general. We should put action into it, because we do live in an action-based universe and world. So there is going to always be some action required on your part. I mean, if you want to win the lottery, you're going to have to go and buy lottery tickets, right? That's an action, isn't it? But the thing is, when do I buy the lottery tickets? When do I know when to go buy the lottery tickets? Hey, I'm buying lottery tickets every day, and I haven't won the lottery yet, for instance, But the thing about it is, if you're going in there already full of fear and panic or doubt or worry thoughts about money, or that it's not going to work anyway, no one wins the lottery, you go in there thinking about odds, you go in there going, you read those websites that tell you the tricks of, like, oh, go to these certain stores where no one goes, and only go on this certain day of the week and buy your scratch-it ticket then, or whatever it is. You're already going in there with the mindset, I wouldn't say the wrong mindset, but with the mindset of lack, right? With the mindset of, this isn't going to work. So what you're doing is, you're just kind of like, let me play the odds, right? Or let me do something, let me introduce an action, because I see nothing changing, or I fear nothing is going to change, and I worry I'm not actually going to get the thing that I want. And we're so trained and conditioned to take action, and to think of action as being the ultimate way to achieve anything in this world, that, even when we're confronted with the idea of manifesting and law of attraction, when we learn about it, we may believe in it, or we may want to believe in it. We may even test it out, but we still are used to this kind of way of doing things, which is, well, let me just text them. Let me just, their birthday's coming up. Or let me just, I don't know, go pop by their house unannounced or something like that. And of course, usually what happens is, because you're taking the action from a place of not being aligned first. That's really what it's about. Uninspired action comes from a lackful mindset, a fearful, doubtful mindset. And whenever you take action from that point, what you're doing is you're thinking in terms of, the reality needs to change in order for me to be happy. life works from the outside in, right? And I'm separate from my physical reality. You see yourselves as separate from the world you're in, from your environment, from your life, from the other people in your life. You see yourselves as separate from the universe at large. So you think there's me, and then there's this thing out there, and these people out there, and this large universe that I find myself in, and it's basically a battle. You see life as a battle, so you must do things, you must fight, you must manipulate, you must coax. And whenever you approach anything, whether it's manifesting a relationship or money or a perfect job, whatever it is, you approach it from that angle with that mindset, the focus, the energy that you're putting out there, basically is going to bounce back to you from that reflection that is physical reality. Physical reality is nothing but a reflection. And of course, you're not a part of it, you're a part of it. Does that make sense? Okay, you're not a part of it. Apart from it is what I'm trying to say. You're not apart from it, you're a part of it. You're no different from it. You're no different even from the person that you're trying to manifest into your life. You're the same energy. You're all made up of the same energy. Everything in this world is made up of the same energy. This camera I'm talking into, my hand, the bed back there, the TV, whatever it is, all of this stuff is made up of the same energy, okay? So that's the first thing to understand. First of all, there's nothing for you to shift out there because that is really just you. You're just looking, other people are just a projection of you is really what they are, or their version of what you're perceiving them at. You're perceiving a certain version of them. That is just a projection of you and how you're vibrating on the inside. So that's the first thing to remember, because when you have this kind of separation consciousness, that's when you approach things with this sort of mindset of I must bend things, I must bend people to my will, I must, people even commit violence against each other in this sense, right? I must shoot that person because they don't think like me, or I must torture them, or I must imprison them, or take away their rights, and that kind of thing. I must manipulate them, I must lie to them, or hide the truth from them, or something like that. I mean, this happens all the time. We see it happening all the time. And of course, this is not the way to really get what you want. You might get what you want to a certain degree that way, or for a little time, like a limited time only, but you'll know and you'll see if you look back on your own life experience so far, every time you've approached things that way, they never lasted for very long. And usually what happens is eventually they do turn to shit. That's pretty much what goes on. So what is that? What is the opposite of that, though? See, when you're taking action from an uninspired place, from a fearful place, what's going on is that you're already approaching the situation with doubt in your mind and in your heart, right? So you're trying to muscle it. You're trying to submit it, wrestle it into submission. So, this is like why diets don't work, for most people, because they already think of themselves as being whatever, fat, unattractive, whatever I eat, I put on the pounds, and then they go to diet, and maybe they'll have a little success for a little while, but then they go right back to their old habits, or they don't see their body changing in any way that they prefer for it to look, and they get frustrated and give up. But that's because they approach their diet. This is an example. They approach their diet with the mindset of not already being aligned with their body and themselves, right? So that would be uninspired action, which is what most of us engage in. Now, what is the opposite of that, which is, of course, inspired action? And what happens is that any time that you think about taking action, anytime you want to take an action in regards to anything in life, but especially in regards to your major desire, and let's say for most of you that's getting back with an ex or just having a relationship with a specific person, the thing is that if you're going to text them, if you're going to have any kind of interaction with them, or if their birthday is coming up, ask yourself why it is you want to contact them. Because if it's coming from a place of fearfulness, in other words, I better do something or nothing is going to happen, or they're going to forget about me if I don't, text them and blow up their phone all the time, then of course what's going to happen is you're either going to drive them away even further, because it's your energy that's doing it, right? In that sense, you're not projecting attractive energy, you're projecting repellent energy, which is repellent energy is basically just fear-based energy that's going to push and repel what you want away from you. you want to attract those kinds of things that you want, the kinds of reactions that you want, you must become attractive inside. And you do that by shifting your mindset, the way you think and the way you focus and your energy that you're putting out there. So you want to always approach action from the standpoint of first aligning with it in here, first becoming okay inside, right? This is where you do the work, and this is where the majority of this work is going to take place when it comes to manifesting. So before you do anything out there in the world, anything at all, any action that you're going to take towards anything that you want to achieve, first calm yourself down. Make sure you're taking the action from a place of being aligned with yourself. And what I mean by that is as simple as that: being relaxed, being calm, not expecting a result necessarily from the action. So you want to take the action for the action's sake itself. So let's, for example, say I want to send a happy birthday message to my ex, but I also want to manifest my ex back into my life. I want to manifest a new relationship with them. I have to approach that action from a pure place. In other words, I'm okay with the way things are, that we're apart right now. I'm not okay with, I want more, but I accept that we're apart right now. And I accept that the process of getting back together has to unfold on its own. And the only thing that I have to do is really align myself within myself. I have to focus on myself and my own inner energy and my inner state of being. And whenever I align with that, I feel good, I feel calm, I feel a sense of relief. If I've been sort of bouncing off the walls, feeling frustrated and impatient and desperate and sad and lonely, any thought that I reach for at that point, any action that I take that brings me a sense of relief is a good direction to take myself in. It's a good direction to take my thoughts in. It's a good action to take if it brings me a sense of relief. But basically what you want to do is, before you take any kind of action or even contact them, you want to do so from a place of being pure about it. And what I mean by that is that you're okay with not getting a response back. Now, you'd love to get a response back, but you have to be okay, and truly okay. Not just say it or tell yourself that you're okay with not hearing back from them, or even getting a positive response, maybe even getting a negative response, that you're fine with any kind of response that you're going to get, if you're going to get a response at all, and that you're only doing it from a place of being completely unconditional about it. In other words, you're not doing it in order to try to make something happen, all right? Because you're already aligned with being okay with yourself. You're already in a state of being inside of yourself where you're just content, right? You're okay with the way the situation is. You know that you can change it. You know that you can influence it. You know you're going to manifest a better situation. You don't need it to happen right now. So if I'm going to send my ex a happy birthday message from a place of being inspired, that being an inspired action, what's going to happen, what's happening inside of me is that I really just want to give them something. Okay? I really just want to make her smile and make her feel good. And yes, maybe she'll think of me in that moment and feel good while thinking of me, and that will have a positive influence, but that's not my purpose for doing that. If I'm going to send her a happy birthday, it's because I really want her to have a happy birthday, and I want her to know that. I want to give her something. I want to give her some love, some attention, just for the sake of doing that, and not for the sake of receiving anything in return. Okay? So that's a big one that I really want you to think about. So anytime that you think about taking an action towards your specific person, I want you to think about your motivations. And are they pure, okay? If you're gonna tell them like, hey, I only wanna be friends, I'm okay with just being friends. Again, are you being truthful, and is that really the case? Are you coming from a pure place, or are you saying that to them because you think that's the only way that they're going to feel safe or secure getting closer to you again? But really you're hiding your true feelings. See, that's another type of action. That would be like a manipulative type of action. But again, that type of action would be coming from a place of lack and a mindset of lack, of this is not in my life and I want it to be in my life, and I don't trust that I can manifest it in the way that I've been learning to do that law of attraction works. And so I feel like the only thing I can do to really get close to this thing is to lie, manipulate, cheat, bend, convince, beg, argue, make my case, in other words, influence the reality in some way so that it will change and bend to my will, to what I desire, so that I can then feel good about myself and be happy and feel good about my life, okay? You have to first become happy, feel good about your life and feel good about yourself, and then take your actions from that place of being content within yourself. And then your actions will be inspired actions, and they will take you much, much further, okay? Those will be much more productive actions to take, because you only want to take action from that place of awareness, that place of being okay with yourself, accepting yourself, loving yourself, respecting yourself, being okay with your life, being content with what's in your life right now, okay? Now, you want to be content. Of course, you want this other thing, but you want to have the attitude and adopt the attitude and practice the mindset and the feeling of, I'm okay with where I am right now, but I'm reaching for more. That's really the attitude you want to come from. You don't want to come from the attitude of, my life sucks without them, and I can only be happy with them, and I don't trust that they're going to come on their own, or that me aligning with myself and my desire is going to make that happen, so I'm going to call them and text them, I'm going to do this, I'm going to shower them with gifts. But then, guess what happens? You take that action from that point of view, you say text them on their birthday, and you don't get anything back. You don't get any response back. Now you feel like garbage, right? So was that a really productive action to take in that moment? Now, if you had aligned yourself first, and if you had been okay with yourself first, one of two things would have occurred to you. One, it doesn't matter that whether I send them a message or not, I'll see how I feel that day, okay? And you're really just going about how you feel in that moment, and it might occur to you to do that. You might go, oh yeah, it's their birthday today. I'll send them a happy birthday because I feel that way. I feel like giving them a happy birthday. Just like I would my friend, just like I would my sister or my brother or my mom or dad, I would wish them a happy birthday. I might wish my neighbor a happy birthday. I might wish the guy I don't know, go do my training with or something a happy birthday. All right, if some stranger on the street or some coffee shop told me it's their birthday, I say, hey, happy birthday. That's the kind of attitude you should have, right? Not like, oh, their birthday's coming up in 2 months, and then for 2 months you think about what you're going to do. You're going to plan the exact wording that you're going to send in the text, or maybe you'll send them a card, and you're doing it with the motivation and the mindset that something's going to come back. This is going to make something happen. But see, you're taking the action from an uninspired place. You're taking the action from a place of not trusting this process, not even trusting yourself, not being happy in yourself with or without this situation in your life, making them more important than yourself. And when you take the action from that perspective, you're always, always going to be disappointed. And you're going to feel like shit afterwards. And that's a guarantee. Even if something comes back, even if they do respond to you, and then you get your hopes up and you think, oh, wow, they texted me back and they said, oh, it's so great to hear from you. And then you blow that up in your mind, but then it kind of fizzles out and nothing more happens after that. And then you still end up disappointed because you took the action from an uninspired place, from a fearful, lackful mindset. So you want to always take your action from the perspective of, I don't care what the result of my action is. I'll take this action, I'll text them, I'll send them a birthday card or good birthday wishes or whatever it is. I'm using the birthday example because I get asked that a lot. But you send it from that perspective of like, I'm just gonna give them a happy birthday to put a smile on their face, and I don't even care what comes back. I don't care what comes back because I'm okay right now. I'm okay with myself. I'm doing things in my life that I'm passionate about, that make me happy. I've got good friends. My health is great. I'm focusing on myself. I'm meditating. I'm learning to become happier. I'm learning to respect myself more. I'm learning to enjoy my own company more. So I would love them to be a part of my life. I still love them and care about them, but I don't need them to be a part of my life. And therefore, I don't need to take this action to get their attention or to get them to have a certain feeling towards me or a certain thought or attitude towards me in that moment. I don't need them to respond to me. So in that sense, either you'll go, I won't send them anything today. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I don't need to do that right now. Or I'll wish them a happy birthday and then I'll just go about my life. And if they send me something back, awesome. And if they don't, that's fine too, because I know this will happen and unfold in exactly the way that it needs to, because I'm learning to trust the process. And so therefore I don't need to take so much action. And whenever I do take action, I will feel guided towards it. And I'll know when I feel guided towards it by the way I feel about taking the action before I take it, when I think about taking the action. And that's the other thing I want to talk to you about. So when you do think about taking an action, first of all, if you ever have to ask, should I do this or not? If you're ever sitting around going, should I text them on their birthday? Should I text them on their birthday? Should I text them right now? Should I ask them out? Really, if ever you have that question bouncing around in your head like that, I mean, my quick answer would be no, that's not the time to take the action. If you ever have any doubt at all about it, any inkling of fear at all about it, any butterflies about it. Now, butterflies could be confused. You know, butterflies in your stomach could be anticipation and excitement. It could be that, but I still wouldn't recommend that you take it from a place of having butterflies even in your stomach. You want to take the action from a place of being totally at peace with it. And now I've done this in the past, and you know, with somebody that I had been thinking about. This was several years ago, and then one day I just kind of didn't give a damn anymore what happened or if she responded. And I was just lying around and it occurred to me, you know what, I'm just gonna text her real quick. I'm gonna just say hi. And we ended up having this like hour-long text conversation, and it was awesome. And it was almost like what we would text when we were still together and dating. So, you know, but I was totally like, whatever. Text her hello, and then I went, like, made some food, and then she kept bouncing back, and she didn't want to let the conversation end. I remember that, because I was like, oh, that's cool, and I really didn't even expect to have this long text conversation with her now. And then I had to say, like, I gotta go, I gotta run, because I actually had something to do. And she was like, well, you'll have your phone with you, right? You know, she didn't even want to let me go or stop the conversation. So you see, that was an inspired action, because it just occurred to me. I didn't think about it too much. I didn't like weigh the pros and cons, okay? I didn't think like, oh, but what if she doesn't respond? What if she does respond? What do I say then? How do I word this text exactly so that it sounds perfect and I sound amazing? You know, if any of those kind of thoughts have been going through my head, it would have been an indication to me to not do it. Just don't do it, okay? And if you, especially if you're feeling an urge to do it, I must text them right now. It's been a week, it's been a month, it's been 6 months, whatever. It's never going to happen. You have this sense of impatience and urgency about it because you think time is running out, or you think they're forgetting about you. Especially then, do not take the action, okay? You're going to be disappointed. If not right in that moment, you're going to be disappointed down the road. Okay, you want to always stop. Before you take any action, stop for a moment. Just like before when they say before you speak, think before you speak. Take a moment, if you're angry, okay? People always say this, is good advice. Before you say anything while you're angry, take a couple deep breaths and really think about it. Or if you want to write somebody an angry letter or email, you know, I've heard this advice and I think it's great advice. Write it down. Write the letter, write the email, get it all out, and then put it away and go to sleep, right? Go to bed for the night. And then the next day, read it again and see if you feel like that, if you still feel like that, and then maybe send it. But in most cases, you won't feel like that anymore because you've gotten the energy out. So if you're feeling urgent about it, frustrated about something, and you think that texting them or contacting them in that moment is going to remedy that for you, it's going to bring you relief, I guarantee you'll regret it. You will regret contacting them with that state of mind eventually. You will regret it, okay? You'll kick yourself for doing it. So always make sure that you're feeling calm, that you're working on yourself, that you're focusing on yourself before you take any kind of action. If you have to ask yourself whether to take the action or not, if there's even an inkling of doubt in your mind, don't do it. Do it only when you're absolutely sure that you don't give a damn what the result of the action is going to be. You feel calm about it. You don't have any tension anywhere in your body or in your muscles. You don't have any butterflies in your stomach, okay? You feel totally at ease and at peace, and you know that feeling of total calmness, of being in the flow. If the action occurs to you while you're in that state of mind, in that state of being, then take the action, okay? And don't wait around for a response, just go about your day, all right? But this is true for anything in life, you know, whether I don't know, something to do with your job or with your finances, any big decision that you might be facing. Align with it first. Do the inside work first. Meditate, think about it, take deep breaths, take a walk, do whatever you need to do, and learn to read your body's reactions to your thoughts too, because your body is also telling you things. If you feel any tension, like I said, in your muscles, if you feel any kind of anxiety at all, any butterflies in your stomach, you know, tightness in your throat kind of thing, dry mouth, chances are that's your inner being communicating with you through your emotions, and it's telling you in big bold letters, don't do this right now, okay? And if you feel calm about it, and even if the thought of doing it puts a little smile on your face, like, hey, I'm gonna send them this thing on their birthday, and it's this little inside joke or whatever it is, but if you feel good about it, because you know it's gonna make them laugh or it's gonna make them feel good, and you don't even care whether they respond or not, because you're just imagining them feeling good or having a little smile on their face, and you just want to give them something, and you want to give them something unconditionally without expecting anything in return. That's a place of pure love. That's a place of unconditional love, and you want to take your action from that place, okay? That kind of inner state of being, okay? That emotional state and that frame of mind of being calm, being cool with the way everything is right now, being patient, feeling at ease, feeling at peace. Hey, I'm gonna send him a little happy birthday, or I'm gonna send him a little joke. Hey, look at this, this made me think of you today, or I was thinking about you today, I hope you're okay. Boom, done. Then you go about your day and you don't even think about it. But you'll know to do that when you have that feeling of peace first. Always align yourself first on the inside, because like I say, the physical reality and the way people show up, not just the people that show up in your life, but the way they show up in your life is a direct reflection, a projection of your inner state of being at that moment and your dominant inner state of being. So that's why you always need to work on that first, okay? You don't need to shift the external physical reality. You need to shift your internal. This is the projector. That's just the projection. This is the projector, okay? This is where you change the film roll, all right? You gotta change the film roll first, then you turn it on, then you see what comes back to you. Then you're watching a movie that you actually enjoy watching, okay? So, I hope that's answered that question for you guys. All you guys who've been wondering that out there, all you millions and millions of people. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already, please do so now. If you want some coaching, I'm going to be a little busy with the coaching stuff for a while, maybe a week or two, but send me your email anyway if you're interested right now. You know, I will get back to you. It's kind of like a first come, first served basis right now, because there's a lot of demand right now. I get a lot of emails and requests right now, so I'm kind of just, I can only do so much. If you're not hearing back from me right away, don't give up. If you haven't heard from me in like a week or something, go ahead and send me a little reminder that you're interested in coaching, and then I will get back to you. Eventually, I will get back to you, I promise, okay? Thanks for everyone who's been leaving tips. If you want to leave me a tip, that's down below. There's a PayPal and a Cash App link. Join the Facebook group down there too in the box if you like. Some great, wonderful people over there. And once again, thanks for watching. And until next time, I'm 𝗙C𝗿, and happy manifesting. Bye-bye.